We are back here on Disqualified Opinions. As I always say, our opinions are validated. And unfortunately, in the world of sports and in the entire world, somber news coming out of Los Angeles and Calabasas as one of the greatest athletes, period, passed away. Kobe Bean Bryant unfortunately passed away in a helicopter crash along with his daughter. Sad news. It was literally an earthquake that shook the entire world, essentially stopped what everyone was doing. And we here at Disqualified Opinions just wanted to take some time to honor the life, legacy, and just the overall person that is Kobe Bryant. I give these guys a hard time all the time about their Lakers, but they've been Lakers fans since I known them, and I know this one hits them hard. They both got on that Kobe memorabilia. Which one do you want to take it first? Give your thoughts and how you feel about it.
You want me to start off, big bro?
Well, I understand things happen, as we all do. But this one just hit different because it was just so out of the random.
41 years old.
Yeah, it was just so random, But as everyone who knows me, since I first started watching basketball, since I first met DC, Kobe's all I know. That's why I started watching basketball in the first place. Just like the swag, the Mamba mentality. Everything about this man just says basketball to me. To me, Kobe was basketball. You feel me? You couldn't talk basketball without mentioning Kobe. Period. You feel me? So it just hit different. That's my favorite athlete. Period. Any sport.
That's
soccer,
why I said athlete, because
anything, football,
transcended a lot of things.
Kobe Bryant, and it's deeper than basketball, and I don't think that's what people really understand. So I'm just passing to DC.
I think for me, the first basketball player that I started following was Allen Iverson, but I never felt like a Sixer fan. The first time I watched the Lakers play with Kobe and Shaq, I was a fan immediately, and as he already said, I've been a fan pretty much as long as I've known basketball for the Lakers. Kobe Bryant was a staple of that organization, and he's a staple of things that outside of basketball just are different. Kobe spoke at least 3 languages that I know of. He won an Oscar almost a year or two removed from his NBA career. I just think losing a person like that, more so than a basketball player, I don't know him personally, obviously, but just what he was able to accomplish was bigger than sports. It was bigger than just an athlete that was making terrible decisions, and it was an unfortunate, tragic accident, and I think that's what hits home the most. I can remember, there are vivid moments of my life. I remember where I was at when Kobe scored 81. I remember where I was at in every single one of his 7 finals appearances in each and every one of the 5 rings, because I've been a Laker fan.
61 points in his final game.
In the guard. Oh, 60 in the final game.
61 in the Garden.
Yeah. I remember these moments because that was literally part of what raised me as far as how I feel about sports, how I feel that, I think Kobe's mentality translates into things in life that are bigger than sports. That work ethic. I think Kobe has the greatest work ethic of any athlete of all time. Kobe and Muhammad Ali are my 2 favorite athletes ever. And, it's a rough, sad day in sports and in general when you lose a person that started something that was so monumental. It was just bigger than whatever he was trying to do, and his legacy will be bigger than basketball to me.
Ross, you got some numbers to read out. We want to give the man his due, some of his stats, some of his career highlights. Just let the people know how great he was.
First off, rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. But as we all know, Kobe played 20 seasons fresh out of high school. Didn't play, the first 2-3 seasons of his career, if I'm not mistaken?
First perimeter player taken out of high school. Moses Malone went first ever, and then Kevin Garnett came in 95. Kobe was the first guard taken out of high school, which that's already stated. Think about your LeBron James, your Tracy McGrady's, all these other guys that came from high school started with Kobe. But continue.
He has career averages of 25, 5, and 5. Excuse me.
Time out. This is this is another argument. Stop calling my man's a ball hawk. All right, he averaged 5 assists for his career, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Because I think Jordan averaged almost 6 or something. Is one more.
I think Jordan's is about the same.
It's about the same. I think it's in the 5s.
But nobody called Jordan a ball hawk. and it blows me.
I don't know why people don't call Jordan.
He was literally a ball. Like he literally was.
I think
when you play the two guard, honestly, the way you play the shooting guard position when Jordan came and when Kobe came was not meant for Jordan did. Yeah, so they both averaged 5.
And I think people didn't realize Kobe's game was so great in every facet.
He was
if you look up Kobe passing highlights,
he has some great passing highlights as much as scoring highlights. And I think a lot of times you would see him set up his teammates early, and then in the fourth quarter, know what time it is. It's Mamba time.
It's fine. I've seen that controversy on Twitter lately, so I knew where you were going with that.
But I agree
when you
with
first said something.
Good point.
But he is also a 5-time NBA champion, 2-time NBA Finals MVP, 1-time MVP.
Should be more than 1-time MVP. I just had to say that.
Steve Nash, we love you.
Dirk Nowitzki, we love you, but Kobe should have 3 MVPs.
Yes, he should.
Don't you all agree? I'm just saying. This is not a Lakers fan talking.
Why do we name the 2 MVPs he should have had?
Because we know that on this show. That's why our opinions are validated. I'm sorry, Rouse. I just had to say that because I never really said that out loud.
2-time scoring champ, 18-time NBA All-Star.
Jesus
that
Christ.
record was just broken as well.
By
LeBron
this year.
Well, Kobe had the most all-time starts at the All-Star game. LeBron broke it this year.
Yeah. 4-time All-Star Game MVP. He has 15 All-NBA team selections, 12 All-Defensive team selections.
Very underrated.
Great defender, by the way.
He got second team his rookie year, which is crazy because he didn't even really play.
He made a second team All-Defense his rookie year?
No, second team
All-NBA?
All-Rookie.
All
rookie.
His second year?
His rookie year.
He made second all rookie.
He didn't even play.
He came off the bench.
He didn't even play.
I didn't know that.
He won a dunk contest.
You probably didn't know that either, by the way.
He won the dunk contest once.
Great dunk contest.
He has the second most points scored in an NBA game, 81 behind Wilt Chamberlain and 100.
81 points.
And the crazy thing about
in a game,
it was on Conference Championship Sunday, and that was the biggest story.
They led Sports Center
Exactly.
with that, and I remember that Stuart Scott broadcast. Stuart Scott, R.I.P. to Stuart Scott.
R.I.P. Stuart Scott.
R.I.P. Stuart Scott. But Stuart Scott led that Sports Center with Kobe Bryant over NFL championships.
That's crazy. That was the biggest story that night.
81 points on your head.
And he also won an Oscar for his 2018 short film being Dear Basketball. So he did a lot more for the community than just play basketball. He's the reason probably why a lot of the dudes that are in the NBA currently even ever picked up a basketball among just black men everywhere.
He trains a lot of them.
Giannis,
a lot of them.
Number 2.
lot of them.
He's the reason why a lot of people just probably got out of the streets at some point in their life. Diehard Eagles fan, diehard Sixers fan. Even though
by the way, Philly, I hope you guys respect Kobe more now than you did while he was alive, because Philly, personally, I don't think they gave Kobe his just due, and I think they treated him like an outsider. Maybe because he killed him in the finals. Happens to the best of us. But I think Philly should respect Kobe a little bit more, and hopefully now they will. Rel, would you? I'm sorry, Rouse, were you finished with his?
I have his list of accomplishments. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, but let's just.
No, what I was going to ask you was, I would like to talk about like his contribution to the women's game.
Oh.
Because unfortunately, his oldest daughter Gigi, was also in the plane crash.
Rest in peace, Gianna.
Sorry, Gianna. Sorry to the Bryant family. She had a very bright future ahead of her.
She was going to be a problem.
Yeah, I only saw her basketball highlights.
AAU, he coached.
He coached her team.
He was still giving to the game of
the
basketball.
Oregon, I think the Oregon women. He made a lot of contributions.
UConn. She loved. Gigi loved UConn. So he went to a lot of women's games.
Close with Maya Moore
and college.
Yeah.
WNBA and college. So it's like he was trying to start a trend that I hope will continue of globalizing the women game more than it is now, or giving it the respect here that it deserves.
I think a lot of NBA players do that. We've seen LeBron in the past do that as well.
I don't think nobody does it more than
and it also
Kobe.
helps when you have someone like Kobe Bryant.
He had a daughter that was trending
looking
that
up to
way.
him. Yeah,
she was almost certainly going to be a pro basketball player. So
she wanted to,
yeah. She either way,
she had the
volleyball or basketball, it doesn't matter. She was going to.
No, that's what I said. It was her decision.
So again, I'm sorry that part of it got her legacy, her life got cut before it ever even became as big as it could have been. But I just wanted to talk about like a little bit of what he's done for the women's game, because he's been at a lot of courtside seats for women's basketball.
Not even The NBA, the global game, going to China. When David Stern, rest in peace, David Stern was commissioner. Kobe Bryant was one of the leading players that would go over to China.
Kobe might be the most popular player in China.
Internationally, even still to this day, with his transition, still making shoes after being retired, still impacting the game. You know what I mean? Rob Pelinka was his agent. Being Kobe's agent got him the GM job of the Lakers.
Of the greatest
he might
franchise
now
in
be
basketball.
the executive of the year this year in the NBA for all
the moves he made.
Exactly.
That he learned
from
Kobe.
From Kobe. You look at players like Kyrie, Westbrook. You look at Giannis, number 2, Kawhi Leonard. You look at these guys who look up to Kobe and emulate his game. When we shot paper trash can balls in high school and college or go to the court, who we yell out, Kobe. You know what I mean? Thinking back when he was accused of sexual assault. Going from court to an NBA game and dropping 40. 50 even some nights.
They don't understand.
On the road, traveling from LA to Denver to all of these cities, dropping 40, being the best player in the world for a decade plus. Debatable. You could even say probably 12 years if you really want to go down that list.
I mean, people gave LeBron the best player in the world a bit prematurely.
I think it was a little early. I agree, and I'm a LeBron guy.
He's a LeBron guy, and it was definitely.
I'm a Kobe guy too, but I mean, you know, LeBron's.
I'm a Laker fan, so by default, I'm obviously a Kobe guy. But I do think that a lot of Kobe's legacy kind of got skipped over because of what Michael Jordan did, and then what LeBron has done or will continue to do. And by the way, shout out to LeBron James.
For sure, this comes on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but this definitely comes on the skirts of LeBron passing Kobe Bryant for third all time on the all time scoring list. And that's really why it's shocked because everybody just seen a tweet from him not too long ago.
Kobe put out an Instagram post for LeBron. He put out a tweet for LeBron, and LeBron wrote on his shoes 8/24 Mamba Forever. I think LeBron feels the weight of this more than most people would probably understand.
He looked up to Kobe a lot.
He did, and
those Olympic teams,
as he should have. And I just think LeBron's legacy has, in the general public's view, as far as basketball is concerned, kind of surpassed Kobe. But let's not forget, in my mind, in my opinion, and this is not because his unfortunate demise happened way too soon, Kobe Bryant was the best basketball player whose career that I've seen. Michael Jordan's career at his best was a bit before I was born or before I was conscious enough to know. Kobe's game is the most skilled I've ever seen.
Yes, sir.
And I think Kobe at his best is better than LeBron at his best. I will say LeBron was great longer, but Kobe at his absolute best.
He won 2 ships. He won 2 championships.
And mind you, if you look at those 2 rosters, the last 2, 2009, 2010, those 2 Laker teams, it was Pau Gasol, it was Lamar Odom, and then there was like a bunch of other guys.
people.
Shout out to Derek Fisher. Shout out to all the guys on that team because I'm not trying to. They
definitely made plays.
Yeah, Meta, World Peace,
Trevor Ariza.
Yeah, so I don't want to minimize.
Vujicic.
He made 2 free
Shannon
throws.
Brown.
I'm just saying he was on the
roster. All right, either way, what
I'm proving your
is,
point essentially.
I don't want to minimize.
Darian Coleman. Oh, I'm sorry. Just essentially the same.
I don't want to minimize those guys' impact. They had to perform to win a championship. But if you look at the teams that Kobe won with versus the teams that happened after Kobe's prime, even the Duncan years, the Spurs always had 3 Hall of Famers.
Mm-hmm.
Always.
And Greg Popovich. Let's not forget that.
And the greatest coach ever, probably.
Right. Depending on who you ask, right.
I just think that Kobe's legacy kind of goes under the radar. People always see Kobe as one of the greats, but I don't think he gets his just due. For me, he's number 2 behind Michael.
I agree. I always say he's one of the 5 greatest players ever to touch a basketball. You want to rank him, check back later. We might do that. But I think we're saying 1 now and LeBron, obviously. But I think Kobe.
LeBron's 3.
I think Kobe, whoever you want to ask, is in that 5. At me, whatever. It's not debatable. That's a fact.
Well, there are several publications that don't have him in the top 5.
And I'm saying I think that's very disrespectful.
I think
it's uber disrespectful.
It's almost blasphemous. Now, granted, we are also young, so we can't speak about the players from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But at the same time, those players didn't accomplish what Kobe was able to.
Y'all need to redo that 50 greatest player list, by the way.
81 on a team.
And think about, what was that streak he had in like 07, 08 of 40 point games?
I think it was
No. So the 40-point game streak was while Shaq was hurt. It was still Kobe and Shaq together. He went 9 straight games, I believe, with
still
40
sick.
points.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
That's still
40,
sick,
you think about
bro.
some of the 60-point games he had against Dallas, I think,
He
when he played 3
It
quarters.
was a 4-game stretch in 2006, including the 81-point game, I believe. He went 4 games over 50.
I think he had 60-something in 3
over
quarters.
50. You scored with 54 straight times?
Kobe, he's literally the most. I think he's the best scorer I've ever seen. Period. He can do it on.
I will argue Kevin Durant might be, but
now I don't know.
Kevin
perimeter player,
Kevin
I
Durant
can't
is
argue
every
really with
bit
you.
the scorer that anyone ever is.
He put 80. I don't think Kevin Durant has higher scoring games than Kobe.
No.
That's why I say that.
So Kobe is the most.
Yeah,
once
that's
Kobe
why I
gets
say
hot,
that.
and that was it. If Kobe got hot and he started feeling it, that was it. You were going to get 60 easily.
That's exactly why I say that. Like,
Kobe has more 50-point games than
Than
Michael Jordan and LeBron
yeah, that's
combined.
That's a problem. Like,
So-
he's literally. I don't know.
Ross, anything else?
Yeah, man. This is just sick.
I know it's a tough subject, but
Yeah,
you
I
gotta
have-
celebrate his greatness. You know what I mean?
I haven't really been talking because I really just don't want to talk about it. We still got a lot of reports coming out. We've heard there were 5 people, 9 people.
Now it's 9.
Yeah.
It's not.
9 fucking people.
Just
I'm sorry.
And
Just
I'm sorry to all those
Prayers
families.
to all the
Yeah,
families.
Yeah, we
My
don't want to make
condolences.
this like a thing that we're only celebrating this one person, but he's
Yeah,
the one
prayers
person.
and condolences to all the families.
To every person that lost anybody in that helicopter crash, prayers and condolences to you.
And fellas, I mean, you know, gotta celebrate his life, and it's only right that we give him proper moment of silence. Rest in peace, Kobe. Condolences to all the families involved, and you'll live on forever here on Disqualified Opinions and throughout the world. And we'll have a moment of silence for Kobe as we head out.